just finished writing my monthly curriculum for the month of May. I've seen this idea so many different times and I never really figured out what it was until recently, and I think it's pretty much anything you want it to be. You just make a curriculum of something that you want to learn for the month, whether it's skill-based, intellectual-based, emotional-based, and that's what you stick to. So the topic of my May monthly curriculum is self-contentment and truly finding joy in like everything that I do. And so I have a primary source because every curriculum is based off a text. So my primary source is the Bible. I'm reading the book of Mark, which is really a book of the Bible that focuses a lot on the way Jesus felt and his emotions, and I feel like that connects to self-contentment and truly realizing that Jesus was content in all his circumstances and still felt very strongly about the things he was going through, and I can learn so much from that. And then for my secondary sources, I have a couple pieces of literary fiction that talk a lot about self-contentment through, of course, fictionalized characters and just showing the very different ways that self-contentment can look. This is not so much for me to learn, but more for me to kind of absorb, because I love seeing that self-contentment is not based in materialism, it's not based in aesthetics or fame. It's often based in things that make your heart feel full and make you feel like you're truly contributing what you are meant to contribute in the world. And then I also saw from a YouTube video someone breaking down in the comments like different types of curriculum that you can do and goals. So you can do skill-based, knowledge, and then a wild card. So for my skill-based curriculum, in addition to self-contentment, is do a full beat of makeup, like really perfect a full face of makeup. Y'all know I've been playing with makeup a lot lately and I love playing with makeup, and it's just one of my childlike joys. We talked about that last week. So I really want to determine and figure out how to do a full beat of makeup where you see me, you know I have a full face on, it looks good, it looks natural, it's a full beat. It's a full beat and it's a good one, okay? So that's the skill I want to learn. And then knowledge, I want to continue researching a little bit more about postdoctoral programs in my field of English. That's just a personal one that I've been working on for a while, so that's most definitely knowledge though. And then a wild card, I want to finish this weightlifting based workout program that I started with my Pilates program, because I've been falling off of working out. So I feel like finishing a weightlifting based program really will first get me out my comfort zone, because I hate lifting weights, but second, it'll allow me to get back into the habit of working out. Just wanted to share. I've not seen anybody really on my side of the internet talk about it, but wanted to share. So yeah.
Effective age within your life for a long period of time. In a world of free will, we have free will to do anything and everything.
So I had to go inside the boy's beautiful face.
Okay, good morning. It's Mother's Day. I totally forgot about you guys this week, so we are gonna run into Sunday. I'm about to get ready. My mom requested that we wear white top and blue jeans. I'm not sure, but we're going with it. But we're about to get ready, and I actually have been enjoying getting ready with you guys, so I was like, why not do it again? And I got a new bronzer, so I really want to try it out. But the sermons at church recently have been hitting so much differently. Like the messages are just so practical in application that every time I go to church, whether it is Wednesday Bible study or for like Sunday service, I know whatever message I'm gonna get is something that I could practically apply in my life, which is so helpful. It is so very helpful. But I am running a tad bit late. I got a new alarm clock because I decided to redo the colors in my room, because it was just super dark in here and I don't do well with dark rooms. Like I just never have, never will. And so I decided to lighten up the colors. Previously I had like a boho theme going on in here, so I had like fun multicolored rugs, but they were all very much so jewel tone, and the jewel tone was just a little too dark for me. I just came to that revelation this week. I was just like, it's really dark in here. And then I went to Walmart and I found this water bottle. I put this yellow like boot on it, but I found this water bottle and I was like, what if I do like light blue, still keep the pastels, because I do have a lot of pastels in my room, because I literally am sitting in front of a wall that I did, like a collage wall, and it's full of pastels and I do enjoy that. So I was like, okay. But it made me think about the fact that sometimes people's room aesthetic does not match their aesthetic, and I actually really love that. But also a lot of times people don't really have like fully decorated rooms with a theme. They just like have their room be a collage of like who they are. And I also love that too, like, you know. But super excited to be up and at 'em on Mother's Day. My mom literally, I every time Mother's Day comes around and they have like when you can stand up and talk about your mom, me and my sisters are like, actually we can't do that because we are all just gonna start sobbing profusely because my mom's just like that girl. I don't know how else to describe her. She's just genuinely everything you could want in a mother and more. Like, biggest supporter, biggest truth teller, biggest gospel bearer. Like, I don't know. And I think it's very much so. The older I get, the more I realize like having a good mother is something that a lot of people, no shade, no tea, don't have. Because I hear so many times about people talking about like their strained relationship with their mothers, and I'm like, I'm just so blessed to be able to have a mother that I can wake up on Mother's Day and no questions asked, be like, yeah, it's time to celebrate her. So I do acknowledge that Mother's Day is a holiday that a lot of people take to granted if they don't have the best relationship with their mother or their mother is no longer here with us. So just say that to say I'm praying for everyone who either has a difficult, strained, or no longer has a relationship with their mother because they've passed on. I'm praying for you today because that's something I think about more and more every year, that I'm like, I never see that much stuff about Mother's Day sometimes, and I always just forget that it's not everybody's story, you know, to have a mother to celebrate or even a relationship with their mother. So yeah. But I got this new bronzer and I fear it's almost the same color as my skin. It looked darker online, but actually I don't know, because you can tell. Can you tell I put something there versus this side? Can you tell? I feel like you can on camera, but I don't know if I'm gonna like regret saying that when I edit this. But it's really close to my skin color, but I have a little bit of contour in my cheek naturally. But these days when I've been contouring, my bronzer to me is a little muddy looking, and I don't like that. Just because, like, going back to my mom, she worked Mary Kay for a minute. And so when she started teaching us how to do makeup, she always was like, your makeup should look natural and like you don't have any on. And so I've always just grown up doing my makeup like that, and I can't get out of that way of doing makeup, which is actually a really good thing, because then when I don't wear makeup, people are like, I didn't know you wore makeup in the first place because of how natural my mom taught me to do my makeup. Which is like, no shade, no tea, like that's a habit that like the girls need more of, because sometimes like you don't have time to do a full face. And so knowing how to just do a little 1 of it is really helpful. That's why I put doing a full face as one of my goals though for the month of like my monthly curriculum, because I can do a fun little no makeup beat, but to do a full face where you can tell I have makeup on, you can tell the concealer, to highlight, all of that, I can't do it to save my life. So I need to work on that. But I'm using a lot of cream products, if you've noticed, because I realized with the Milani Make It Last setting spray that I've been using, it works best with cream products. Like, it just really does its 1-2 with cream products. When I do powder products with it, I feel like it actually doesn't sit as well on the skin. So I may look into buying another setting spray, because also this Milani one has a natural finish. So it's not minimizing shine by any means. It's just keeping the makeup on the face and looking how it was looking when it first was applied, which I can't be mad at for like my first setting spray for real. So yeah, but we pretty much are done with the face. I'm just gonna do highlight and a little bit of blush on top. But also I got this makeup holder from Aldi's, and it's actually really tea because it's silicone. And I used to go through makeup pouches because my brushes would be so dirty, but it's silicone, so I can just wipe it out. But also it looks like it's going to be travel friendly, so really happy about that. Also, I realize a lot of people don't put their mascara on before they set their face, so I've been trying that recently. I don't know what difference it makes other than my eyes just feel a little bit better, because sometimes my eyes do feel dry when I set after I put mascara on, but I think it's probably setting my mascara, which I don't necessarily need. So I think that's why people do that, but it's just like an unspoken rule that I saw people do, and I was like, wait, are we not supposed to do that? I don't think we are. Also, something my mom gave me though too, long lashes. So T, I just put the mirror completely backwards to my face. I also love me a good mascara, and I love this brown one. I think this is a brown mascara. Yeah, and it's just dark brown, but it looks so natural when you put it on, and I just really love that. But I think, speaking of like having the goal of wanting to do a full face, I'm starting to really though master that no makeup beat. Like I just said, my mom taught me how to master it, but the older I get, the more I'm growing into my face, and I change up the way I do my makeup depending on like how my face, like when I tell y'all I grew into my nose, like I'm not trying to be funny, I did. And so when I do my makeup now, I know how to do my makeup around my nose. I contour it just a little bit, just on here. I don't contour like the actual broader part of my nose. I am a black woman. I have a wide nose that's just there. I don't try to contour that to make it smaller. But once upon a time I did. I don't do that no more. But I feel like my makeup actually looks so good and natural. And it might be the brows, but it also just might be the blush placement. And yeah, but that bronzer worked well. I do want to get a darker one. It was like $8, which is not bad for beauty products these days. Growing up in my time, beauty products used to be like $2, but we said we're gonna leave in a minute, so let me stop talking and head on to church.
We're wishing you a perfect Mother's Day. Red door? I hear red door in a minute. And I used them. These are nice. Did you make me coasters?
Or they could be coasters or that one is beautiful.
Child.
Coasters or your little glass or like jewelry trays.
This is
You want the size?
pretty. Look at